saw in the before half. So what we saw, we have triggers which calls whenever any event happens, like record update, record delete, record undelete. If anything like that happens, if we have any process on on top of that, if we want to do any operations, we can use simple triggers. But if we have some complex calculations in the process which are not dependent on the further process and which can be executed in parallel, then in that case we are using future method. uh, but future method, we had one limitations, which is like we can't call future method from future method. To solve that, we were having one feature called queuable apex, in which we can call another queuable apex from the queuable apex. So that was the problem we solved with queuable apex, and that will also run in parallel. So that was queuable apex. And the third thing we saw, which was the batch apex. So if we have like millions of billions of data in the system, and if we want to update that data, then we can't use our normal automations because we will run across governor limits. So to bypass that and to process this huge amount of data, we use batch classes to update the data or process the data. Now, the thing is, we have this batch class, but when this batch class will execute, either I will run run it from execute anonymous window like this, or if I call this from any other class and schedule this batch. Okay, but if I have a process where I want this batch to run daily, so whatever, let's say whatever accounts created or updated today, I want to process all that records on daily basis. And in triggers, I'm not having any process to update these names on the account. So what I will do, I will schedule this class to run daily. So the fourth type of the asynchronous apex is scheduled apex. So what happens is, to schedule any job. So for example, we'll create a scheduler class for the same batch class we created. So scheduler, schedule, batch, contact names. So we created this class. So this class, we will use it for scheduling the Apex methods. So to use this scheduler, we need to implements schedulable. So this is the thing we need to implement for a schedule class. And inside this, what we will do, same thing as a queuable thing, we will also have an execute method, public void, it will not return anything, and it will be execute method. Now this method will also have an context variable, but instead of batchable, this will have a schedulable context. Okay, now this method we can schedule. So this is the class name. If we from our schedule Apex functionality from the setup, we can schedule this class, and that if we schedule this class, this execute method will be executed. So inside this schedule method, we can write anything, any methods we can execute from this execute scheduled one. So for now, what we will do, we will schedule this batch class. So we will create a context. And as a parameter, what we're passing on this one. So this were the parameters. We created an instance of this class. Execute batch, and then we will pass this batch here. Okay, so this is the class we created for a schedulable, and now from the schedule apex section, we can schedule this class, or we will use cron expression. So this is a cron expression generator. So normally we can take a cron expression generated from here, and we can use it to schedule a job from the this console. Also, we can use this apex classes and then schedule apex. So from here, we can see that schedulable is implemented. That's why only one class is showing here. So this class we can select here, and name we can give scene. We can select all days. So it will run every day, and start times today, end time we'll put it for next year, and preferred time is like what time of the day it should get triggered. So this time will whatever logged in user's time zone is there, based on that this will get executed. So I'll put it for like 1 a.m. and I'll save it. So every day it will this job will run at 1 a.m. So it's a scheduled thing, and every 1 a.m. this method will get executed, and whatever inside this method will get executed. For now we have put like schedule run this job. This job will then query all the account records which we are passing it in this query, and this we can run it. Also, as a best practice, what we can do, this query part we can put it in a custom label, and we can use this use that custom label here. So anytime if you want to modify this query, we don't without modifying the actual code, we can just update the custom label and our code will behave accordingly. So this was the fourth type which we saw, scheduled apex. Now we'll go towards the fifth type, which is platform events, which is the last type. So apart from all these four types, platform events, it's something a little different type of asynchronous process, which uses its own event-driven architecture. So normally, like when we insert update any record, this triggers get fires, right? So it has a transaction. So whatever it triggers from the start of the transaction till the end of transaction will be calculated amongst the governor limit. So if and normally if we use this future method, it will not calculate against the same transaction, right? So in the same way, we can also publish the platform events, and that will also run in parallel. So at the back end, it's running in a synchronous way as well. That's why this platform events also comes in a asynchronous types. Okay, so on high level, what platform events is, with the word says what platform events. Platform is which is our Salesforce platform, and event says any event which is something happened which we call it as event. It might be a record update or any failure, like let's say our flow got failed, that is also an event. Record got inserted, that is also an event. So if something happens on that, on top of that event is done, we are publishing one message to the broadcast. So that published message will get into an event bus. So what event bus is? So for example, let's say our YouTube example, or let's say radio example. From radio, we have substations, right? So every station is publishing some message and it is going to a same channel, and from that channel it is being broadcasted, right? So that channel you can compare with this event bus. So whosoever has access to this event bus, or whosoever has subscribed to this event bus, will be getting that notification data. But again, the radio is publicly available, but this is like with secured way. We need authentication to access this data. So whosoever is authenticated and subscribed to that platform event bus, then that system can access the data. Mainly, it is used for like third-party integrations as well, because while doing integrations, we normally use our REST Apex classes. We send the data with the REST API callout. We use callouts. So the better way to use the integrations is we'll just notify the another system with a small payload with whatever has happened in the system, and based on that context, the third party will retrieve the data. So for that, we are using this platform events. Also, in normally in trigger context, which we saw, we are updating the records, right? So we saw this. Here we updated this records, right? So we have a limit how many records we can update in this thing. So if it exists 10,000 records, it will fail. More than like 10,000 one error you will get. But uh, the platform events you can publish as many as, until you are not hitting the limit, whatever is set for your organizations in the purchase policy. So that many callouts it will do, it will perform, it will, if even if this 1 lakh records are there and we are looping it through this records, and we are just inside this, we are just publishing the events, then also it will publish that events and the system will not break. It will work in a synchronous way, and multiple uh, platform events we can publish from the same. So this is what on high level platform events. We have a couple of recorded sessions on the platform events in so many community channels. So after this session, probably Anand can share you all the details on the email for platform events. So we'll not go much deeper into the platform events. So yeah, this is all about high level on the platform events and the schedule things. So in overall summary, what we learned today is first triggers, which runs in a synchronous way. Then we came up with a future method, which is a small amount of amount of execution we can run it in a future way. But if we have to chain multiple jobs, then we need queuable Apex. Then we saw that queuable Apex how it works. But with queuable Apex also we have a limitations that we can't process bulk data. Though it changed the jobs, but if we have millions of records, then we can't process all that records in a queuable. So for that we had that batch Apex. So we saw how we can create batch class, and then how we can schedule it, how we can trigger the batch class, and what are some best practices we should use in batch class so that our batch class be reusable. Saw that, and after that we saw the scheduled Apex. So though we have a batch class, but if we want to run it on a daily basis or some monthly basis, yearly basis, whatever is our business requirement, based on that, if we have to schedule some Apex piece of functionality, it could not be just the scheduling of batch class, but inside this, if you want to put any custom logic like this Apex triggers logic, this much logic also if you want to put, you can put that in that scheduler, this scheduler, and it will daily run that whatever is the schedule, it will run that. It's not just for scheduling the batch classes, but any piece of functionality you want to run in a repetitive manner, daily or weekly or monthly, you can use schedule Apex. And the last was platform events. So platform event is a vast topic, so probably will uh, in future we might take a complete different session on the platform events itself. So on high level, again, platform event is like something happens in the system, then we are triggering a notification. Platform events is same as our custom objects. So same as like on our account object, we have fields like name, billing address, billing city, like that. Same custom fields we can create on the same for platform event. We create a custom object with same things, and on custom object we can create a primitive data types like boolean, text area, like that we can have a fields on that platform events. Obviously not the other data types are supported like pick list and lookup are not supported. This kind of only primitive data types are supported on the platform events in the as a fields. And same way it works, normally we insert account record, right? Same way we insert a record in a platform event, but we publish it. Instead of insert, we say it as a publish. The logic is same, it inserts the record itself in a S object, that is also an S object, but just wording is a little bit different, and it is scalable approach. So it is designed in a way for a so that it will work for a bulk things. So it's a scalable approach of using the data, and it's using event-driven architecture. So it's quite helpful. So yeah, this was all high level about the 5 different types of asynchronous Apex we have in our Salesforce platform, apart from the synchronous thing.